Hello, Knackered Irishman here. For those of us who do our own maintenance on our mountain bikes, starting out, we have a lot to learn. One of the more frustrating aspects, for me at least, and for many people I talk to when first starting out, is getting tubeless tires on and getting them to seal. When you buy new tires, the sidewalls are extremely stiff. So one trick I learned is set them out in the sun for a while. Helps a little bit. So yesterday I got a new tire in for my hardtail mountain bike, and there's a couple of different ways to install the stands fluid. However, one of the easiest ways I found, instead of spending money on the stands kit, the syringe, which I used a few years ago, which was okay, but it was kind of still a messy process, is what I'll do is I'll put the tire on the wheel first, pump it full of air, and get those sidewalls sealed. Now, tubeless tires, they will seal the sidewall without fluid in them. However, the fluid obviously fills into little crevices and holes and keeps the air there, and also minor punctures and leaks without having a tube in there. What I did is I went down to the local dollar store and I bought myself I think it was a 59-cent condiment bottle, and my local hardware store has clear tubing. And so what you'll see I did is I removed the Presta valve and I fill the bottle with the stance tube, and I will just carefully, hopefully this doesn't backfire me now, and I'll just pour the fluid into the wheel. Hopefully that tube doesn't come undone. Probably a little bit more fluid than you would normally put in there. Kind of depends on the environment. If you live in a more of a humid area, you don't need that much fluid. I think they have the recommended ounces on the bottom or on the side of the stance bottle. However, I live in Nevada, which is very dry and arid, and the fluid tends to dry up a lot quicker inside the tire. So I've learned, especially at high altitude, putting a little bit more fluid in there doesn't hurt anything. And from my experience, it works better. And I only have to probably add fluid about every 5 months, maybe, before it really dries out. So what I do is I just turn the camera around. I apologize, I don't make very many videos. I'll remove I kind of screw it on there and use the threads. Put that there. I'll grab my little Presta valve. These are removable if you have the stands. You don't need a tool. It makes it a little easier. I just use a little needle pliers to get them on and off. Hopefully this comes out okay. Just give it a quick tighten there. Now for adding air, if you're using a hand pump, good luck. So what I do is I take my valve off my hand pump and I attach it to the hose of my air compressor, so I get that good burst of pressure. Give me a second here. So now I'm hooked up. Put the air in it. Of course, the air compressor would come on during filming. You're not hearing the sidewalls pop like you should, because I already popped them on without the fluid. And it makes it a whole lot easier when it's already beaded on there. Then you can put the fluid in. More power to you if you can put the fluid in, seal it up by hand, and put air in it without it getting fluid sprayed all over the place like I have in the past. You live and you learn. But when you ride thousands and thousands of miles, and especially now that I live out more of a rural community where there's no bike shop, I actually enjoy working on things, anything mechanical. you to learn little tips and tricks for stuff like this. So for, I think $3, I have my own stance fluid system, and it's not that hard. Once you do it a couple times. So I hope this helps somebody. Please comment below.